Frank, you left your ball. Go get it. Fetch it up. Go find it. Back. It's over there. Good boy. Good boy. Now, what part of that was so difficult? What was so harsh about this little device that was so mean and was can have you labeled as a terrible dog owner? What part of what you just watched makes you think any of that? Nothing, right? Dog collars, or the e-collars, are just tools. That's all they are. It's just another training tool for you to add to your arsenal to have your dog be a more well-rounded, a more steady and sturdy animal. Right, Frankers. Right, Frankers. Right, Frankers. Frank is a Belgian Malinois mixed with Dutch Shepherd. He is very high drive. He is in training for personal protection and executive protection. He has extreme prey drives. So the reason why Frank is wearing an e-collar this evening is because you can see we're here on the farm. And in all of these hardwoods, if we were to walk through far enough, we would kick out several dozen deer, probably 4 to 5 fawns, and then just an assortment of other woodland creatures, should we say. So the reason why Frank, that dude, has Z collar on is because of his extreme prey drive. And I know that Mr. Frankers will go to investigate the deer, and he'll take off running after them. So what is the proper response for that? Do you take this off? Do you take this remote and crank it all the way up to 127 and microwave the dog? Absolutely not. You turn it all the way to 0 and you push the pager button that is just a vibration to get his attention if he does not return when you call his name. That is it. The only reason why our dogs are given any type of stimulant is when it is life-saving. Like, I need him to stop right now. Stop what you're doing. I need you here. Quit it. That kind of thing. And that's it. I've read several comments on several different social media pages, as I'm sure all of you have, about how it's a lazy way of training. You're doing a disservice to the animal. You're doing, everything's wrong about it. This is abusive. Let me tell you what's wrong and abusive and a disservice is when somebody has one of these animals. They do not know how to train them properly. They turn their prey drive into the biting drive, and they start going after children. They start killing other little animals. They start doing very devious things because nobody has trained them properly. That's when it becomes, Frank, that's when it becomes a problem. The e-collar itself is just a tool. No different than a firearm. No different than a knife. No different than a car. It's just a tool and how you use it. Now, I have had experiences in hunting clubs where people think the answer to get their golden retriever or their Labrador, to get him to come back to him is by cranking up the remote and just shocking the dog until the dog comes back. These people do not know what they are doing and have not been trained how to properly use an e-collar. Let me sum up dog training for you very, very, very simply. If you and I Frank, here. If you and I met for coffee every morning, and every morning you stepped out of your car, I gave you a handshake and $100 bill, how long would it take you to understand or to pattern that every time you see me and you shake my hand, you're going to get a $100 bill? Now think about that in terms of dog training. Okay. Now, if you're a human and you don't know how to act and you get out of your car and you take off and you're trying to run through the busy intersection, I'm going to try to stop you and save your life, aren't I? Oh, you're such a handsome boy. More than likely, I'm going to do something to stop you. This is the same thing, and the reasons why you would use the e-collar. Most dogs do not require an e-collar. There are some trainings and scenarios that I need to train him with an e-collar on to get him to stop, to get him to do exactly what I need him to do. There are things you can't do with a long line, but all of this has to be done in a very respectful, in a very manageable way. You're not abusing the dog. It's all about building the well-being of the animal, or looking out for the well-being and building an unbreakable bond between beast and handler. That is what it's about. I'm sure there are several people who use these e-collars as, a crutch. Put the e-collar on the puppy dog, and then, what are you doing? Heel. Put the e-collar on the puppy dog, and then we can go to town, or, then I can teach him what he needs to know, this, that, and other thing. That's not good. I would not base all of your training off of just having an e-collar. Eventually, it needs to come off in all areas, and the dog needs to be free to roam and be the good little puppy that he is. So I'm interested to hear your comments, your questions about e-collars. And if they're good enough, I'll make a video. I'll explain it in great detail, or at least explain my side of it in great detail. But for now, I'm going to show you what it looks like to have a dog, what he does when he has an e-collar on, and then the same obedience drills. Hey, get your ball. The same obedience drills without his e-collar. And let's see what happens. Because it's going to be 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Come here, Frank. Frank is a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois, Dutch Shepherd cross. And we're going to do this one-handed. You're such a handsome boy. Out. Very good. Inside. Switch. Front. Watch my back. Yes. Front. That's my favorite move. Stay. Okay. And he is all the way around the house. Look who it is. Look who it is. What are you doing? Hey, buddy. Was that a fun run? Was that a fun run? Out. Now, what part of that did I have to use the e-collar? Tell him, Frankers. Oh, get it. All right. Huh? What do you think, Frank? Out. Thank you, sir. Just a little patience, a little love. You have to understand, Frank has been worked, trained since he was 8 weeks old. This is nothing new to him. And once he gets the gist of the wildlife, life will be even better place. And he won't need anything. No restraints. Place. Alert. Place. Place. Come here. Come here. You're such a heavy breeder. Come here. Take this off you. Here. Out. Place. Here. Heel. Place. Back. Stop. Place. Alert. Place. Alert. Alert. Boop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Good job, buddy. Good job. I guess to sum up this video, Frank, to sum up this video, e-collars are just a tool, okay? They're just a tool. We didn't even use it. It's just a tool. Fighters. You ready for dinner, Bubbas? Come here. You're very handsome. You're very handsome. Get your ball. Let's go get you some dinner.